Medieval England, spanning roughly from the 5th to the late 15th century, was a period of significant transformation that shaped the modern British Isles. This era began after the fall of the Roman Empire when various invading tribes such as the Saxons and Normans carved out new territories across England. These invasions not only redefined the political landscape but also initiated a series of developments in society, economy, and culture. The origins of medieval England can be traced back to the collapse of Roman Britain around 410 AD. The power vacuum left by the departing Romans led to invasions by Anglo-Saxon tribes, who established several kingdoms across England. This period, often referred to as the Dark Ages, saw the emergence of a new social order where warfare and feudalism were predominant. The feudal system became deeply ingrained with the arrival of the Normans in 1066, following William the Conqueror's victory at the Battle of Hastings. This event was pivotal as it introduced a Norman ruling class over an Anglo-Saxon populace, redefining land ownership and governance through the feudal hierarchy. Politically, medieval England was characterized by continuous power struggles, both internally and with neighboring nations. The establishment of a centralized monarchy under the Normans led to more organized governance but also sparked conflicts such as the Anarchy, 1135–1153, a civil war triggered by succession disputes. Furthermore, tensions with France culminated in the Hundred Years' War, 1337–1453, profoundly impacting national identity and military tactics. Economically, medieval England was predominantly agrarian, with a majority of the population living in rural areas and working on their lord's land. The open field system governed agricultural practices until the later medieval period when enclosure began to take hold, altering rural economies significantly. Towns and trade flourished from the 12th century onwards, facilitated by peace and stabilization under strong monarchies. Markets became centers for trade in wool and cloth, crucial exports that were foundations of England's medieval economy. The Black Death in 1348 was another turning point, killing approximately one-third of England's population. This tragedy had profound social consequences, including labor shortages, which subsequently improved wages and shifted power dynamics slightly towards peasants, leading eventually to upheavals like the Peasants' Revolt in 1381. However, despite these shifts, societal structure remained rigidly hierarchical. Religion permeated all aspects of life in medieval England, with the church playing a central role not just spiritually but also politically and socially. Monasteries and convents were integral to communities, providing not only religious guidance but also education, charity, and medical care. The latter half of this era witnessed significant religious turmoil, highlighted by King Henry VIII's break from Rome in 1534, which ushered in the Reformation, changing religious practices across England. Culturally, this period saw significant developments in language and literature, with English gradually emerging as a literary language alongside Latin and French. Figures such as Geoffrey Chaucer captured contemporary society, while also contributing to English identity formation through works like the Canterbury Tales. Architecture during this era saw innovations such as Gothic style, which featured prominently in churches and universities, thereby influencing educational institutions significantly. Education evolved from being predominantly ecclesiastical to more secular, with universities like Oxford and Cambridge expanding their curricula beyond theological studies into other scientific disciplines by late medieval times. These institutions prepared men for roles in church administration while also contributing to a broader intellectual awakening. Medieval law also developed considerably during this period, with foundational legal documents such as Magna Carta in 1215, strengthening principles like rule of law even among kings, thus influencing future constitutional setups not only in Britain but globally. As medieval England transitioned into what is known today as early modern England post-1500s, following events like Wars of Roses ending effectively with Henry VII's ascension, thus beginning Tudor dynasty, marking end medieval period transitioning into Renaissance age exploration enlightenment. In conclusion, medieval England was a dynamic era marked by profound changes that laid much groundwork for modern Britain. From its early chaotic beginnings, post-Roman rule, through centuries characterized by feudalism, War-plagued growth ultimately leading society undergoing gradual yet irreversible transformations across political, economic, cultural landscapes shaping enduring legacies, evident today's British identity, governance, societal norms,